to the US in 5 days.
There's a lot of people that you can see around you, and there's people that you're looking up all the time, and you're looking up at Kai, and you're looking up at Pokey, and you're looking up at...
It got moved a bit earlier because something's coming up. And I will tell you about it when I am allowed to talk about it. And I still haven't been able to talk about it.
And I don't know if y'all know who they are, the Dragon Ball creators, some of my best friends. Love them down.
I know that anime.
Years, and even though we don't collab all the time, those are still my boys. Today, if they need anything and they could call me, I would do it for them in an instant. It's because they changed my life. They gave me so much, even when they didn't.
This is what I mean by you have to be surrounded by big creators to have the mindset that Sinner has. A lot of streamers who are small and growing, it's very hard to have Sinner's mindset unless you're surrounded by people who are big. Do you notice how she goes, this person encouraged me to reach out. This person encouraged me to reach out. After I met Agent, I learned from Kai to reach out to people. And then from Kai, I got to meet Ray. And Ray is like really good at doing this. These are people that she's surrounded by a bubble of really, really successful people. And they have the mindset of being successful. But when you're growing, you start in the middle of Australia and where are the big streamers here in Australia? You don't really find any. It's very different to develop that mindset. Very, very different because everyone's like clawing at each other, trying to climb. I'm going to be a bigger show. That's my viewer. Oh God. So it's very hard to develop that. And I'm so glad I got into a streamer camp because that exposed me to like, wow, okay, this is why they're successful. That's the mentality they have. Okay, I like it. This is how they navigate it. OTK top streamer. They're really funny. They're really good. They don't have to be the center of attention, but they got really good one-liners. Very rare of this. You're the big streamer Australia? Nah, not yet. I think there's people that like way bigger than me, for sure. I would say I'm the only one that's, not only one, but I'm one of the very few that are more international based. So streamer games, a lot of unexpected, but awesome folks. It's actually something else, Neil, not streamer games. But yeah.
But again, what I say, the greats in the industry are always uncomfortable. And they're uncomfortable.
Will you be able to share when you got time how you got from 0 to 50 viewers? Yes. 0 to 50 viewers is the easiest actually to get to. That's the easiest part in getting viewers, 0 to 50. The easiest way to get to, sorry for pausing this, 0 to 50 is the easiest to go to. 50 to 100, a lot of people can jump the gun. 100 to 200, you can do it. 200 onwards, it's all plateau gaps. 100 to 200, 300, 500, 500 to 1K. I thought that was the hardest, easiest. So when you start off, you do not stream ever at 0 viewers. You can start off with 3 viewers, have mobile phones, have something else logged in, and have that counted as a viewer. Close friends, ask your close friends. You might be embarrassed, but ask your close friends if they can and when they can to open up your Twitch stream. Now, when you start streaming, you're not going to stream for 8 hours like I am. You're going to be streaming for like 3 hours, 2 hours max. I think they can have a tab of your stream for 2 hours every single time you stream, right? Just ping them, ask them to help you out for a little bit. A real friend would keep your tab up. I would do that for one of my friends. So you end up having like, let's say 5 viewers. 3 of them on your own account, you ask 2 close friends. You end up out of so many, the 1 viewer category, now you're on 5. So you're on 5. How do you go even higher from that? Focus on something. So for example, a horror game niche like Phasmophobia or indie horror games. If you type in games and demo, you might notice instead of me writing Fears to Fathom as my game category, I write games and demo because there are more people who are looking in the games and demo category. Or for example, if you're really niche into playing games like Mecha Chameleon, and that's what you're going to focus on for the first month. Now you're in this like category and you can grow, and then you're going to be rating people who are in the same category as you. A big thing as well, before you stream, take a look at people who are playing Mecha Chameleon. Take a look at how long they've been live. That's how I got raids. I was like looking, I'm like, oh, this streamer ends around the time I stream. I'm going to sit in their chat a little bit. I actually quite like them. I'm going to talk a little bit. Somehow you guys have been mentioning like, oh yeah, are you enjoying streaming? Yeah, no, I've been doing Mecha Chameleon for a little bit, streaming this. Don't self-promo, but it's a way that you can suss out people that you can collab with and people who raid into you. And so that's how I jumped from like 10 viewers to 20 because people started finding out I was streaming. So they were like, okay, we're going to raid into that. And then we do collabs because we're all playing Mecha Chameleon. And then now you're in a category, Mecha Chameleon, Phasmophobia, whatever it is. Let's say you're at 20 viewers now. At 20 viewers, you start getting recommended on the side profile of Twitch. You'll see recommended channels. You start getting recommended between 50 to 20 viewers. That's when you want to really push now because you're now showing up for people. So that's when you want to collab. So anyone that has raided into you, check out their stream. I always write down everyone who's raided me. I had an Excel sheet of everyone who rated me. And I took a look. Okay, this person rated me. After the stream finishes, I go to their stream. I see how they found me. And I'm like, okay, they found me because of my title. Now I'm going to make sure I have titles very similar to that. And I take a look at their stream. This guy looks like a pretty cool guy to collab with. I'm gonna go message him on, let me see their profile, Instagram. I message him on Instagram. Yo, thank you so much for the raid. If you're down to play Metro Chameleon together, I saw that we're playing the same game. We can set up collab. Then we move over to it with the pronunciation of Mecha. It's a Japanese game, and Mecha means a lot in Japanese. Does it not? Mecha? It's not Mecha. I'm pretty sure it's like Mecha, because it's a Japanese game. Yeah. You're rage baiting me. I'm telling you how to do it, Z. It's a Japanese word. Yeah, they said like super big before when I was in Japan. But yeah, so I had a whole Excel sheet of who rated me, and then I reached out to them saying, yo, you stream the same time as me. I can stream a little bit earlier. We want to do a 1 hour collab playing this game. And then I started collabing with people, and then they introduced me to their friends. And then that's how I started going from 20 viewers to 40 viewers. And then from there, you get a 50. Yeah, no one has talked about it, but I was very, very strategic. Everyone kept asking me, Nat, you get like 8 raids a stream. This is before I got partnered, by the way. I was getting 8 to 9 raids every single stream. And people wondering like, dude, how is Nat always getting raided? Because before stream, I would be in a lot of people's chat. And these is people I actually like. I'm not like fishing for like streamers. I wanted to collab with people I genuinely liked. So I'd be in other people's chat, talking, looking at how they play the game. I'm like, oh, I see. This person, it would be really fun to troll if we had collab. And then I'd reach out to them. Never reach out in the chat. Don't ever do that. That is like a terrible thing to do. Do not reach out in the chat and say, let's collab. Unless like you guys are close friends. Don't ever do that. Just be like, yo, make it like simple, like, yo, if you're ever playing online or offline, I'll join. I love the game. That's it. So that it gives a way for the streamer, if they don't want to collab with you, don't take it personal, to say, oh yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I'll reach out. And if they really want to reach out with you, they'll be like, fuck yeah, you know, here, this is my Discord. Add me on Discord. And if they're not that interested, they might just be like, oh yeah, maybe we can play offline. You know, give them that out. You don't want to be like weird. I've had people trying to like join me on stuff, and I'm like, look, we don't know each other just yet to do that. Name one person you collab with that you haven't talked to since and reached out to them for a collab. That I haven't talked to since and reached out to them for a collab? I think I still talk to most people. The thing is, I don't really talk to a lot of people in the US. It's very rare, but like I still like I don't talk to a lot of people off stream at all. I mean, like even Abe messaged me and he goes, bitch, you haven't replied to me in like 6 months. And I was like, sorry. I've just left people. I'm just like, I'm sorry guys. I'm trying. Yeah, the feeling when you want to stream but you have social anxiety, then do it with social anxiety. You don't have to be the perfect streamer. To be fair, it's Abe. Wait, what do you mean? No, yeah, like literally he's like, Nat, why haven't you replied? And I'm like, yeah, he'll be right. Oh god, you're probably out of talking energy after stream. Yes, I am. I'm very cooked. I have collabed with Jake and Bake. Oh, actually, I have not collabed with Jake and Bake. I went to a strip club with him and Wawa in Thailand like 2 years ago off stream. Never collabed. I don't think we ever have collab. I need to collab with Jake and Bake.
An agent. In my screenshot that
Half thing would follow.
I asked him to do a cookie stream. I said, yo, can you do a cookie stream or would you do another thing? I asked him. And the reason I did is because it wasn't just some straight bullshit. It was like, yo, I want to know if you'd be down to do these things. And the worst he could say is no. The worst he could say is no or air me. And either way, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. I can just go on and be like, okay, cool, he didn't want to do it. It's not a big deal. If you reach out to people and you say, hey, this is what I want to do with you. This is, you know, how I want to do this or whatever. You said your purpose. And I might look at that as a big streamer and go, ooh, that sounds kind of cool. I kind of want to do that. And then I'm like, okay, cool. Yo, even you walked up to me yesterday and you could have walked up and be like, yo, Cinna, what are you doing?
I feel like the way that Cinna teaches is very much like you're having like a one-to-one with your lecturer or something like that. That's what I feel like it is, as opposed to like Ludwig style, which is collaborative learning. Her one is like very like heart-to-heart type of thing. You know, if you guys were to stay back after school and you talk to your teacher about something that really means a lot to you, like you stay back to a teacher that you really like, and you're like, miss or sir, I want to talk to you about like my school studies. I don't know what I want to do. I feel like that's her teaching style, is very like the one-to-one conversation. Yo, is this a new student? Yeah, a lot of people don't know about me, but I'm actually like the international offline student. The difference is that XM had a large following and Asian had a large following, and when they came together, it was magic. That is a big one. Exactly, Ninja. I think a lot of people think like, oh, can I reach out for a collab? I think it's hard for me because yes, I will reach out to collabs. I will. But I feel like I'm in between a small creator that's under 200 viewers and in between an established streamer that's over 1,000 viewers. So I'm sitting in the middle where I'm kind of like, I'm really trying to push myself to get there. And I'm like, okay, I I will be worth your time to hang out and collab with. I think we can do some fun stuff together. It's also proving to somebody else, would you take the opportunity with me? But yeah, it's also half the time I just want to hang out with people as well. What was your average viewers last time? This year last time? I don't know. I'd have to take a look at my Twitch stats. Let's take a look. My Twitch stats last year in August. Is my fat head blocking it? No. August, oh no, it's July. I had an average of 475 viewers. I streamed around 115 hours and I gained around 2,000 followers. And I was playing, what the fuck is that game in the middle? Peak and what? What game is that? Wukong? I don't want to click it. I don't know what game that is. But yeah, that's where I was. When I went to, you guys can my whole stats tell a story. Average. I applied for streamer camp. And I jumped from 150 viewers to this is ass. Yeah, whatever. And I jumped to 500 viewers. After streamer camp is over, I'm trying to find my place. Dropped to 300. But now I'm averaging 300 viewers as opposed to 150 being my highest. So I actually gained double viewership from streamer camp 4. And then afterwards, I was like, it hit January. And this is where I kind of got lost. I did GTA RP. And I got a lot of followers, but it was very hard to stick to. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, fuck, I don't want to do it. Now I'm like, wait, story games. I love story games. So I picked up Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order. I did Elden Ring. I did a bit of Rust. So now my viewership is like trying to pick up again. And then OTK top. This is when I was actually going to quit streaming. I was extremely close to quitting streaming. I was very close to messaging my teaching colleagues. And this is where I applied for OTK top streamer behind everybody's back. No one knew about it. Only me and Sebi Webbs and Bang and a few other friends who were going to apply. Boom. 1,800 viewers on the next month. I would have never known about Nat. Nope. Oh my God. I gained around 25,000. I gained a lot of followers in. Thank fuck you didn't quit. I was so close. I generally was. I quit and then I stayed in America for an extra, October, November. I think this is where I stayed in Austin, and I stayed in S-Fan's place for like two months or something. Okay, obvious dropped to 800 viewers afterwards. And then I think this is what I did. I went back home to Australia, and it's 2025 now. And this is where I was like, okay, I'm doing a bit of IRL, I'm doing a bit of gaming. April last year, Power Wash. This is when I went overseas. This is where I jumped viewership again. I went to Japan. I went to Singapore for a 3-day collab with Wolfsbane and a few other people. 3 days only. And I find out a bunch of streamers are in Japan. Arav, Vanguard, Miz, Wake, bunch of other people, even more people. And I bought the flight right afterwards, the day before. It was so expensive. Straight away to Japan. Boom. Did a lot of collabs there, got 3,000 followers. I was collabing almost every day. And then now I'm averaging around 400 viewers, more stable. Doing more PC streams. I go to America for TwitchCon, bam, 700. Do my subathon. No, here I was playing Dispatch. I was still in America. I stayed in America for about 2 months. I was collabing, I think I did collab with Pokimane and fucking Toast for like a few things. I got 6,000 followers there. And I did more collabs here. And then here is where I am gone back to do my subathon. For some reason, I had 1,000 people watching my subathon. And I was averaging, before the America trip, 500 viewers. And that's at my peak. I'll say I'm around like 400, 500 viewers at max. This is my peak. Where the other fucking 500 people come from? Where the other 700 people come from? Where did you come from, bro? I was generally so surprised. And then, so that's when we peaked for the subathon. I did my subathon until February, went to Japan, came back in March, settled in a little bit, back to Thailand, did collabs with Kiko and Cyan. And then I chilled for a little bit, and then I did. June was China. Now, China was an unfortunate trip because it didn't cater towards IRL streaming. It catered to the China production team that was doing a lot of offline videoing. And then now we're here. Yep, that's it. That's the stats. Alrighty. Did that help, guys?